Well, howdy, tubers. Well, those of you that are probably getting tired of seeing Byron zeros, well, how about a Byron Staggerwing that's been highly modified and hasn't flown in a good 25 years, I would say. Because I've been, well, when I used to work on it, anyways, well, those familiar with Byron's aircraft know they got a fiberglass fuselage. And of course, this has a fiberglass fuselage, and they had stringers, of course, molded into the fiberglass fuselage. Well, I sanded those off quite a bit and then added wood in those places, and then I covered it in covered it in cloth and got the pinking tape on there. And then, of course, it had a fiberglass fin, which I cut it off and made a build-up fin. And of course, the rudder and elevators were foam. Well, so was the stabilizer. It was foam. So I've made them all out of, well, balsa, and then covered and got the pinking tape on there and the rib stitching, or fake rib stitching, and then I'm going with, I want to round that off, but at least going with the scale type of hinges. I haven't put, of course, them on because got to come apart, and why put them all on? But that, and then of course on the wings too, I sanded them down. Now they were all foam, and so I sanded them down, I'll say 1/16 of an inch, and then covered them with 1/16 balsa, and then made, of course I had foam ailerons on there, and I made ailerons out of balsa, and of course covered in pinking tape and rib stitching on there, which on the lower wing I haven't got done with the pinking tape and rib stitching on there, so maybe I'll show you how I do it once I figure out how I did do it. And I remember I did these tips that are, of course, highly curved with strips of, I think I used 1/32 balsa and laminated it on there. And of course that makes an extremely strong wingtip. And of course there's pinking tape around the leading edge here. And let's see, got the ailerons working there. There's the servo for there, and then the flaps. And now the landing gear is not the stock, well, I'll even show you. It's not the stock Byron gear, which here is one of the stock Byron gear. And I think it's probably supposed to wrap a piece of wire around here to simulate the springs. Well, I made my own gear with functioning, not extremely well, but at least it does function. It has to, of course, bend up here to make this work, but it's better than just being solid. And what I was doing yesterday was fitting, well, matter of fact, it's one of the electric, or what do you call them, the linear actuators into the Staggerwing. So, and they're fast. Let's see if I can do this and film at the same time. Okay, we'll try it. There's up. And comma. And down. So, and now you can see on the side there where I've got the pinking tape and stuff, and my door that, of course, original Staggerwing didn't have, but it had the mark off port, and I don't know if I'm getting my mechanics in there or not. There's buzz around here. Of course, I got to make trim tabs, and I don't know if they're aluminum on the real one or not. Oh, I haven't got to the pictures yet, and haven't got anything done with the cargo door, but see my round little aerodynamically shaped handle, and then you got which it latch up there and latch down there, and of course won't be anything in there, but so there's that. And I got to make some fairings go around here. I got some SIG stuff that you're supposed to put lacquer thinner or something on it to make it form or something. I don't know. I haven't ever tried this stuff before. Oh, here's the cowling. Of course, none the worse for wear in itself. But I mean, Staggerwing is a beautiful, beautiful airplane, and I've got a brand new windshield for it too, and I've got a brand new spinner, which brings me up to last night. I was sleeping trying to think about where the rest of this stuff was, because I hadn't found my gear door legs or my tail cone, which I added a little scale detail on there. And then I thought, I hadn't found the instrument panel. So, and then I thought, well, I haven't found this brand spanking new true turn spinner that I won many years ago. So, I got up and went and found that stuff. But, yeah, I guess I'll get to this. See, matter of fact, I drove out here to Independence when the airport was out here, and they were working on this Staggerwing, which has since, of course, been done, and I think they took it off, and it flew to California, and I have no idea what happened to it after that. But that's where I'm getting some of my scale detailing and stuff, but I'll have my own paint scheme, my original paint scheme, which is... That was a picture my dad or somebody took on the first flight. And here's a picture before the first flight. Here's a picture after many first flights that I won that trophy, I guess you'd say, for best Beechcraft down at Wichita. So, anyways, while I'm waiting for the parts for the Zero, I thought I would tinker with this. So, hope everybody likes what I've done to it. It's got a long ways to go, and of course I'll probably have to wait for some parts on it too. But anyways, let me get this up there. And here's the firewall. There's the firewall that it bolts on, and I really liked that it bolted on. So on the Zero, I did that. I made it where the firewall would bolt on, because it just gives you better access in there. So on all my Byron stuff, well, except for the P-51, my Corsair, which I've got one of them to build too, I always did it this way with the bolt-on firewall, because it gave you access. So Anyways, there you go, and God bless.